Hi friends, Bill McCabe. Welcome once again to the Iron Crane Dojo, and today we're going to visit with another one of the esoteric kind of energies. And I sort of think of this as looping energy or circular lasso roping kind of energy. And I'm just going to sort of talk you through this in a very informal fashion, and then we'll demonstrate it a little bit so you can sort of see what it looks like. And then I'll break down the components that are identified in my mind as parts of the process that are important in constructing the whole fabric of what's happening. So in its raw form, and we'll keep it basic. When we do it today, we'll isolate all examples to somebody grabs your two hands. It can be other things. But the premise will be somebody grabs your two hands. And the move just looks like this. This is all it looks like. It's just here. It doesn't look like anything's happening. Okay? So it's very powerful because the person who's experiencing it has no idea that anything's happening. So for example, a person grabs me. See, that's a light grab. I'm going to ask her to grab me hard. Okay, so she grabs me, so she's really got me. Okay, now watch. Okay, now going back there with the camera so you get another view of this. I'm up here for a little. So she grabs. Okay, and if I want to, I could actually get her airborne. I'll do this slow. You don't grab as hard this time, so it's not. The harder she grabs, the more energy I can cross over into her. I don't want her to be out of control. So I relax, and I begin to execute, and right here is where I can get her airborne. So it looks almost magical, and in fact, when you get it, it is magical. Now just so you know it works, I'm going to get Sensei Chris over here for a second. So he grabs, and very nice. And just express for him, that's the first time he's ever felt it.
Yeah, there's a lot of power there.
Okay, it's the first time he's ever felt it. And you know, we're about equal weight, so I have a weight advantage over Terry, but we're close. Okay, thank you, sir.
Sure.
So I'm going to break this down into units for you. Now, come on over here a little bit closer with the magic eye. And Sensei Terry, if you will. We're just going to look at the left-hand part. The left-hand part relaxes down. Now, it's not just dropping down. You see, if I drop down, she's not attached to it. But if she grabs me now, she's really grabbing me. And I put a little bit of energy on her hand. See, I fill this with palm energy. And you can't see it, but she feels it. There's a little bit of lift going on in her body. And then what I do is I relax that. And because I'm lifting her, she has a subconscious thought of returning the energy to me, pressing down on me, and I just relax down. And I completely drain her. Okay, so I'm going to let you have a couple looks at this because it's a little bit tricky. Just do this. No grab, okay? See your hands there? Take a look. Okay? Because she's attached. One more time. See, I lift and I empty. Nothing. Come on back one more time. So I'm going to talk about this again. The best way to get a feel for this in your own practice is you put your arm out and just let it like it's floating off the ground. Then all of a sudden it just sinks. I didn't pour it out. Okay? Now you might have heard me say this, that chi is like a hound dog chasing after a rabbit, and a rabbit is your thought or your intent. And that hound dog really wants that rabbit. I've got my rabbit moving through me, and she's here, and I relax her down, and I give her a little nibble, and I take it away, and she goes with it. Now, the other thing I do with this is right there, you see there's a little rotation. Come on down here, take a look at this. So when I rotate her wrist like that, she's stuck on my hand. So that when I move, you see how her wrist turns around on my arm? She's being a real sport today. You know, it's not fun getting tossed around over and over. I'll let her have her shot back at me in a second, just to be fair. Bring it in close. So I lift, and then when I relax, if I want to keep her attached, the first couple times I was detaching from her, but if I want to keep her on my arm, I relax down, and it's like I'm putting my hand in my pocket. See, it's like this, or like I'm putting a 6-gun back into a holster. When I do that, if I just turn it, when her arm goes to this position, and I go down, the bend at her wrist keeps her arm attached to me. And if I actually drop down with force, it'll just take her to the ground. Now I'm showing you how this lays out in my mind. I have to be completely frank with you. It takes years to develop this. But I'm not communicating this in a way that will distract you from the correct way to do it. I'm telling you how to do it, and I'm saying that if you practice as hard as I practiced over 4 decades, you'll develop some amazing skills that you never thought you would have developed, but for the fact that you practiced as hard as you did. So this is one half of the energy equation. Now the fact is that if somebody grabs me with one hand, I can move just fine with the one hand. But anything you can do with one hand is twice as explosive as you can do it with 2 hands. So you have the right hand part. Now, when you work this out in your mind, when you're at your school with your teachers, of course, that's the best place to work on ideas like this and experiment with new things, because you have an expert overseeing you and correcting your technique to make sure you've got something that's working effectively. A lot of times you'll practice something and you'll get it wrong. You'll build in inefficiencies, which you don't want to do. So she's here, and this time I go low and I drop her down. And then the reaction, see what I'm doing is here is I'm sinking into the ground on this side, and then her reaction is to be cautious and light. And as she does that, I can move her. Now all I'm doing here is I'm swinging my arm as though I'm going to touch my thumb to my left chest. Now this movement is not nearly as strong a movement as the other move is. It's like a booster rocket. A booster rocket combines both of these moves. Now I'm going to do this slow so you can see it. This is up and this is down. See the up and the down. And then I'm going to send her 45 degrees in that direction. So she's going to cross your path. She's going to cross the path of the camera eye in a second. She's going to go that way. That's intentional on my part so you can see it. So up and down, and I relax, and she goes out the back door. Okay? Now we're going to talk more about that in a second. So she's here. Okay, so I grab the left hand and see if she can apply what I was discussing. Good. Okay. And she was introduced to this last Tuesday night, so she has a little bit of experience with it, but not a lot. But she's a skilled martial artist, of course. So anything that she's introduced to, she brings a lot of skill and experience to. Right side. Good. And And you can see the right side is not nearly as strong a force as the left side, but it's like a little booster rocket on the end of the left side that really adds a lot of fire to it. Be really quick, see, do it quick. And again, she's not doing it to throw me off my feet, but once you understand this motion, you know you can send a person airborne. So I'm just going to lift her off her feet here. I'm up and okay. You can easily lift the person off their feet. Now I'm going to show you how to do that with a bit of an add-on to this segment here. This is like the move in Tai Chi Chuan, a diagonal flying. Diagonal flying. So let's just say she grabs here. Now watch. I'm going to do this as diagonal flying. Up, down. See it? And she'll tell you that was a much more pronounced energy.
Yeah.
Because the moves in Tai Chi Chuan are basically like parcels for carrying energy. It's like you get a parcel delivered from at your doorstep, and you open it up, and it's like this huge bomb pops out of it, and it explodes with energy. It's that innocuous. When she grabs, and I'm here, I'm up, and I can just toss her through the air. It's explosive. So I want to show you how I'm applying diagonal flying to this. Now, there's the position. Now you just let go. So I go under, and I'm here. I can step if I want, and that's what it looks like. But I'm under her hand with this. So I'm under her right hand. I'm dragging her right hand. I'm not on top, grabbing and trying to throw her. See, if I do that, nothing will happen because she can read that energy and react to it. So I'm under it. The left hand, it's invisible, but it's like a platform, and I'm pushing off. Watch not my left hand, my right hand. So I'm here, watch my right hand. See it? And it rebounds off of that. It goes boom, boom. And you can feel that inside your body over time, a lot of time. Now, the other thing about this is, if I get this in position, watch my right hand, I just lift it. Okay, I just lift it because she's ready, her feet are ready to leave the ground. And all I do is I add to that, lift it like that. Okay, so that's a magical set of sequence moves that follow along with our other esoteric. I call them esoteric because not because they're big secrets or hidden, but because they're below the line of visibility. You really can't see them. It's not like the power and speed that you see everyone else displaying out there. These moves are essentially invisible unless someone carefully describes to you what they're doing. You'll never get it. It takes a long time. And even though I've shared the layout of this with you, just like everything in life, it won't come free. The price is practice, and also respecting yourself and everyone around you. Take care.